This is an education time for so-called black persons and Moorish Americans. Listen very carefully. Listen very carefully.
History of America, ancient America, the original history of ancient America. I'm just going to leave this right here so you can read what it say right there. But how about this? The present writer will not yield to any man in the firm belief that the Aborigines of North America, but North America only, and the ancient Israelites are identical. What is going on, fam?
Okay, this is what's going on. I'm going to read, these are proclamations or Moorish American weeks that begin on January 8th to January 15th, that in these particular cities that were proclamations done by the mayor. Now, all of these proclamations, that every time they was ever done, they always rescinded it because they don't ever want people to know the truth. But I'm going to read to you exactly what it says, and you can understand who we are and who you are and who you are not. Whereas the Moorish Americans are the descendants of ancient Moabites, Hamathites, and Canaanites who were permitted by the old pharaohs of Kemet to traverse from East Africa and later form themselves in kingdoms extending from the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa, the Atlantic islands, onto present-day continental Americas, same place. Whereas the indigenous Moorish peoples of Americas are now united in order to link themselves with the family of nations. And whereas the Moorish Americans, being aboriginal of the territories of North, Central, and South America, have formed a sovereign theocratic government guided by the commands, principles, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice through virtue of the universal right to self-determination, as well as the Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People guaranteed in the Charter. And whereas January 8, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in the state of North Carolina, destined to become the first patriot of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people. In 1912, he was later anointed El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the heads of Egypt in the holy city of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish Americans. As a result of the 13th Amendment, Moorish people were emancipated from slavery in 1865. Now, remember when Ye was talking about, Semitic people? You remember when Kyrie was saying, I cannot be anti-Semitic. I know who I am. Now, he claims the indigenous people. Now, being indigenous is a trick to it because some natives claim to be indigenous. And natives by definition means they are born there, but they're not from there. Now, there are some people that were here before the colonists, Europeans came. Those were Mongolians. They became almost not the children, but they were almost adopted by the indigenous people already here. These Moors, these Moorish, quote unquote, American people, these indigenous people, these people that travel all the way back from the sons of Noah. From the sons of Noah. Listen to me. These are the son and then the father of Canaan. Ham is the father of Canaan. Canaanites. These people got permission of the Pharaoh to come to northwestern and southern western North America, North Africa. So a Moors, or anytime you hear a Moor say, no, we're from here, and some people don't understand, it's like, no, you came from Africa on a boat. No. We was already here. The prophet had to come back and wake us up, to come from our mental slavery. Mental slavery is when you think you are something that you are not. When we were Christians, but we was born to be Muslims. We had to convert to Christianity. That's why the prophet was so important to us, because if it wasn't for the prophet, there would be no Islam in North America at all whatsoever. And why did he come back? Why was he ordained, anointed a prophet? He was anointed a prophet in Mecca, in the city of Mecca, by then the Sultan. So, if we were these people that was already here, they had to convince us that we wasn't for a period of time. So when the prophet came, you know what happened after the prophet came? Do you know what happened after the prophet came back in 1912? They signed the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, which converted our money to paper from gold. This is an education here that is beyond, I can't give it in no short amount of time, but just to connect a little bit of these dots, we are those people. We are the original Hebrews. We are the original Canaanites. We are the original Hamathites. We are the original Cushites. We are the original Egyptians. We are all of these people, even though Egyptians were nomads and they did not build a damn thing in Egypt. They all came there. Their brilliance was brought there. As they say, we took their show on the road. We took their show all over the world. That's why they're called, quote unquote, gypsies, because gypsies travel all over. And that's what we did. We brought knowledge to each part of the world. That's what Moors have done. That's what we will continue to do. Islam.